Hello, all of you join quickly. Only hello. Okay, people are joining very slowly. Hello, how many participants were there in the last class? Now only 26 people have joined. The important instruction to be followed by all of us is to attentively participate in the sections, which requires almost no effort. Therefore, you are all suggested to participate in these online lectures. Okay, in the last class, we were discussing point function and path functions. What are those? We discussed them very briefly. Now, what is a point function? Am I audible to you all? You are slowly joining. Not a problem, but you be on time. Okay. A point function is defined as complete the definition. Which is an exact differential, like the properties of matter, which we have discussed earlier, the properties that are pressure, volume, temperature, density, and so on. Many properties are there. We will come across with the different other properties in the other subjects also. All those properties are said to be exact differentials. That means the difference can be integrable. Suppose x is a property, we can define integral dx over 2 points. That means these properties can be located at every point. At any point, these can be defined. These can be calculated. In that way, all the properties are exact differentials, and there are a few inexact differentials we discussed in the last class. What are they? They are work and heat. Heat and work are inexact differentials. That means they cannot be defined at a single point, but over a process they can be calculated. They can be calculated or defined. The work is defined as the area under any curve. Area under any curve, that is starting from 1 to 2. For example, like this. The area under this, if it is PV diagram, then it gives the work output like that. And that is regarding a process. And if you are required to calculate the work done in a certain cycle, say, am I audible? One of you unmute and tell me.
Yes, sir. Audibles.
Audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If suppose the work is to be calculated in a cycle like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, then the area of this diagram, which is rectangle, will give you the work output if this is PV diagram. And also, if this is a temperature entropy chart, that means temperature on y-axis and entropy, which is one more property which we will come across in the second law of thermodynamics in the later stages. Then, if this is the area, then that area represents the heat. The heat that is in the cycle. In the cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, the heat either liberated or heat gained or net heat. Net heat in the cycle will be the area of the rectangle. Only when this is a temperature entropy chart. And if it is a pressure volume diagram, then the area, rectangle area, that means length 1, 2 multiplied by length 2, 3 will give you the area, and which is, for example, pressure Newton per meter square multiplied by volume into meter cube. So Newton per meter square multiplied by meter cube is Newton meter. So which is the unit of work done. What is, in what way work is understood by you in the earlier classes? Mechanical work. And what are its units? How is mechanical work defined? In earlier classes, that is maybe in physics, in intermediate physics, or these are all common terminology which we use in engineering subjects as well as physics subjects. Now, what is the unit of work? One of you respond. The unit of force? There is no response. I repeat, the unit of work is Newton meter or joule, and sometimes it may be kilojoule, but the basic unit is joule, which is nothing but Newton meter. Newton meter. So in the earlier classes, we had seen that the work is force into distance traveled in the direction of force. So Newton multiplied by meter. So in that way, the unit of work is Newton meter or joule. But here the work is defined, thermodynamic work is defined in another way. That way you can understand alternately. That is, force into distance is alternately written as force is, for example, pressure multiplied by cross sectional area on which the pressure is acting. So P into A, and the area multiplied by dt gives the volume displaced. So ultimately it will become P into dV, PdV. We will see later in the coming topics. Now path function we defined. What are the examples for path function?
Heat work, sir.
Heat and work. Why they are called path functions? Why
They
I am
cannot locate at a single point, sir.
not defined at single point. These cannot be defined at a specific point. But how are they defined and calculated? Okay, you can also tell this definitely.
Area, sir.
Area.
By finding area under curves.
The area under a curve which is formed by 2 points, 1 and 2. For example, here you see one more written integral delta q 1 2. But this cannot be integrable, because the heat cannot be defined at a point 1 and at a point 2. Similarly, we cannot write integral delta w and over 1 to 2. Why? Because this heat and work cannot be defined at specific points, but the area can be known. That is length into width, as which we have seen now. The length 1 2 multiplied by the length 2 3. The horizontal length of the area shown just now here. For example, if you want to know the work under the process 1 to 2, the work done during the process 1 to 2, if this is pressure volume diagram, then it will be the pressure at this point, that is PA, multiplied by V2 minus V1, V2 minus V1, or this length multiplied by this length, 1 2, length 1 2 multiplied by length 2 3. That will give the work done. The area will give the work done. In that way, the work cannot and see in writing the work functions, we have used delta Q, for example, delta Q for heat and delta W for work. Why? Because these are inexact differentials. How are exact differentials written? The exact differentials are written as dV, that is difference in volume. Similarly, dP, difference in pressure. Similarly, dt, difference in temperature. We write exact differentials with dV, dP, dt, d rho, like that. And inexact differentials like heat, heat is normally represented by the term Q, the English letter capital Q. To designate heat, we use capital Q as heat and capital W as work in our thermodynamics. So here the heat transfer in a certain process is written, and it should be written like this, Q12. This means heat either liberated in the process 1 to 2 or gained in the process 1 to 2. This can be either written Q12 or Q12 like this. Like this. Mathematically, it should be represented like this, not like this. It cannot be integrated. And also, it cannot be written as Q2 minus Q1. And this is a mathematical concept which we use for inexact differentials. So I repeat, An inexact differential is the one which cannot be integrable, which cannot be integrable, which is not an exact differential, and which cannot be, the parameter cannot be defined at a single point. So such inexact differentials are heat and work also. Like that, we write heat in a certain process as delta Q 1 to 2 or Q12, simply Q12. If you write Q12, it means that heat liberated in the process 1 to 2. It is known by the area under the process 1 to 2 in a temperature entropy chart. If suppose temperature is designated or taken on y-axis and entropy. Later you will know what is entropy in second law of thermodynamics. Here not required, and therefore we need not attempt entropy and all here at this point. But remember that these delta Q 1 to 2 or delta W 1 to 2 are not defined at a specific point, but they can be calculated or defined under a certain process, a certain process. See here, these are written. There are certain quantities which cannot be located on a graph by a point. That those certain quantities are heat and work, but are given by area also on the graph. So in this way, these sentences, of course, need not be reproduced. Once you understand these concepts, you can frame these sentences as you wish. You need not reproduce the sentences as they are. And now, in that case, the area on the graph pertaining to the particular process is a function of the path of the process. Because the path of the process, it may be PV equal constant process, it may be PV power gamma equal constant, or it may be PV power n equal constant, like that. Like that, the area depends. And we discussed in the last class also, for example, this one. If this is, for example, a constant isothermal process, for example, and if it looks like this, and the initial state is same, and if it is isobaric process, in which process do you have more work? If this is PV diagram, an isobaric process at point 1 or a process like this. An isobaric process, if suppose initial state is same, that is here a compression process is going on. For example, on PV, this is PV diagram, and underneath a physical system, or the diagrammatic representation of the actual process is given. That is piston and cylinder. And you know what is the shape of the cylinder? Every time we are talking about cylinder and piston, what is the shape of the cylinder? Don't know?
Spherical, sir.
It should be cylindrical. You should say cylindrical. Cylindrical. You refine your terminology. It is cylindrical. Okay, you are getting good. And what is the shape of the piston? The piston reciprocates in the cylinder. From say here, from right to left, and where there is gas inside, and during the process 1 to 2, the compression is taking place. The compression is taking place. For example, if the piston moves from 1 to 2, like as shown in the figure, it will be a compression process. Why? Because the gas volume is decreasing. If the volume is decreasing, then what will happen in general? The pressure increases in general. Now, whatever it is, the compression process is taking place. Now, I am asking you, what is the shape of the piston? You said now cylinder cross section is circular. You said spherical, but refine your answer. It is circular in shape. That means having engineering drawing simple concepts, the cross section if you draw here on this side view will be a circle for cylinder. And also now I'm asking you about the piston. What is the shape of the piston? If you see from this side view,
Circular, sir.
circular. And what would be the diameter of the piston then? The diameter of the piston will be equal to the inside diameter of the cylinder. So in that way you understand why I am asking you all these is to have a physical how the physical mechanism of the process 1 to 2 is taking place in actual practice in a circular cylindrical shape, circular cross section cylinder. There is a circle there, and it reciprocates like this. And here for this process 1 to 2, the gas is being compressed. And here on the PV chart, it is shown here. Here at point 1, the volume is some V1, which is larger, and at point 2, the volume is V2, which is shorter, and the volume is decreased. And here the pressure is shown like this. That means the pressure increases. So like that. Now, for example, if this is carried out at constant pressure, that is instead of following this line, and if suppose it is carried out horizontally, and still pressure, the piston moves like this to the same point up to say somewhere here. Now it will be a constant pressure compression. Now in which process, you see here in the compression process we have to expend work. That means the work has to be spent. That means we have to push the piston inside. Push the piston. That means work has to be spent. Work has to be spent, and it cannot produce work. We have to spend some work, and then only the piston moves inside like this. And now in which process, that is at constant isobaric process or constant pressure process, or in the process that is shown two processes, in which process do you spend least work, isobaric process or the process as shown in the figure? If the initial state is same, so that is known by again looking at the area under 1 to 2. Suppose in this red the line, the area under the line 1 to 2 is this entire area. And if suppose the compression is carried out isobarically, like this, horizontally like this, the point comes over here. And what would be the area under 1 to 2 then? Smaller or larger? You are not getting. Suppose the compression is carried out, instead of this, compression is carried out at constant pressure, that is at P1 only. Then the area under 1 to 2, in that case, and the area under 1 to 2 in this case, in which case do you spend least work? 1 to 2 dash, for example, if it is constant pressure line, 1 to 2 dash, if it is constant pressure line, and on the pressure axis, this is pressure axis, and if you want to maintain pressure constant, you have to move like this, perpendicularly like this. Here, this is a constant pressure line. Now, it has to end at some point here, 2 dash, for example. Now, which area will be the least, under 1 to 2 dash or under 1 to 2? Not getting? Hello? One of you respond. Okay. See, we are required to have more emphasis on work and heat concepts. That is why we are applying repeatedly to different physical mechanisms. These concepts, that is work and heat concepts, are to be understood at the initial stage thoroughly. The work and heat they are not point functions, they are path functions. They depend on the process followed. If the process followed here is 1 to 2 like this, and if the process followed is, for example, 1 to 2 dash, which is a horizontal line, for example, and I told you the work is given by the area under that line. Now, in which line do you get, for example, least work? 1 to 2 dash, which is horizontal from 1, or 1 to 2 as shown in the figure. Least means small, smallest. So if it is a horizontal line, for example, then you will get again a rectangle, small rectangle. And this area is the least area or the lesser area than this area. Then it means that if the compression is carried out like this, isobarically, then you have to spend the least work on the piston. That means maintaining the system pressure constant and maintaining system pressure constant. If we move the piston inwards, then we have to spend least work or lesser work than this process, because the area under this 1 to 2 dash, which is like this, a horizontal line like this, and the area under this is the smallest than this. Therefore, in that way, the work depends on the path followed, and like this, 1 to 2. And if suppose the process is like this, that is instead of 1 to 2, if the process is like this, below this line, again it takes the work will be in between the previous isobaric and this process. Like that, work and heat are path functions. Now, again, under energy, these are some forms of energy. Work and heat are some forms of energy. These are energy in transit. That means work and heat are observed in thermodynamics while they are crossing the system. This is an important concept which you have to put more attention, and you have to understand thoroughly. There are two forms of energy: energy in transition and stored energy. The stored energy, under stored energy, potential energy, kinetic energy, of course, electrical energy, all these come under stored energy. Why? Because A stone, for example, at a higher altitude will have more energy than a stone on the ground. Why? Because the stone at a higher altitude will have some potential energy than the stone on the ground, like that. And similarly, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is also a stored energy, and these forms are and internal energy later we will come across. This is also stored energy. Internal energy is nothing but we will understand in later stages. Of course, you need not worry. And energy in transition. There are two forms of energy: energy in transition and energy in storage. And whereas work and heat and work are termed as energy in transition. That means we can observe these only while they are crossing the system in thermodynamics. Hello? What is an open system? At this point, you are to recall what is closed system, what is open system, like that. Like that, you have to recall. Okay, see here. For example, this one. This system is closed system, where there is heat crossing the system boundary. One way it is coming out, and in another way it is going in. In that way, heat is observed crossing the system either from outside to inside or inside to outside. In that way, heat can be observed while it crosses the system. And this is isolated system where neither heat nor work crossing the system. No heat, no work cross the system. Such systems are isolated systems. That means delta Q equal to 0, delta W equal to 0. Delta Q equal to 0, delta W equal to 0. And if suppose this is a perfect insulator and this is a hot coffee, for example, then inside there is some stored energy. As I said, that energy is internal energy. The heat contained in the coffee, that is internal energy. We should not call as heat the hot coffee with some energy, that is internal energy, that is stored energy. But there is no heat flow from inside to outside because it is insulated. There will not be heat flow from inside to outside. Therefore, no heat crosses, no work is crossing. Whereas here you see open system, both heat and matter or mass cross the system. If they cross the system, we call the system as open system. So at this stage, we learn how heat crosses and how mass crosses, and of course how energy crosses. Energy crosses the system. In that way, heat and work are the energies which are observed while they are crossing the systems. That means they are transition phenomena, transit phenomena. While they are transferring from, while they are crossing the system boundary, then only they are observed. So that is what written here. In a non-flow system, non-flow process, usually there is no change in potential or kinetic energy. What is a non-flow process? It is a closed system. It is a closed system where there will not be flow of mass. The closed system is also called non-flow system. There, potential energy and kinetic energy will not be there. Whereas in a flow process, there may be changes in potential and kinetic energies, and these will be taken into account while doing problems, and we will attempt problems in later stages. Here, actually, we could have attempted problem today itself, but I doubted your response, seeing initial point, at initial starting point, you are not good in number. Only 12 people are there. That's why we are going through all these. Okay. However, we are putting more emphasis on these two terms, heat and work, to gain more about heat and work. Now, what are these heat and work? They are stored energies or crossing energies. Heat and work are stored energies. Tell me whether statement is right or wrong. Hello? None is responding. Hello, 44 people are there. Now, one of you tell me, heat and work are stored energies or some other energies. What is that? What is the name of that other energy? Hello, Pavan. One of you respond. Heat and work are stored energies or not stored energies?
Not stored energy, sir.
Not stored energy, but they are energies in transition. Energies in transition are energies that can be observed while they cross the system. They will not store in the system. Heat and work are the forms of energy in transition. That means while they are crossing the system boundary, we can observe, but they cannot be stored in a system. These are the only forms of energy which can cross the boundaries of the system. Neither heat nor work can exist as stored energies. If for example, some material is hot in condition, like the system shown in T flask in the earlier case, closed system, and if it is insulated, we say that the inside there is some internal energy, not heat energy. There, some internal energy is there. Even if it is internal energy, du equal to 0. We write like this. U is capital U is internal energy. In the later stages, however, you will understand about all those. See here. Here, some system is shown in figure A, where the piston is moving up. The piston is moving up, and some work is done by the system. Here, some gas. We assume some gas. And if it is heated, for example, if it is heated, the gas expands and pushing the piston outwards. In that way, now here the pressure inside the gas increases, and under the piston, if you assume that it is P, and the elemental volume that is displaced by the piston is dV, then the elemental work done by the gas will be delta W equal to PdV. Delta W equal to PdV. Or as usual, when we studied mechanics, we say F into D, F into distance traveled in the direction of force. The F is replaced by pressure P multiplied by cross-section area of the piston, which is pi by 4 d square. Why I pointed out, I asked you about the shape of the piston in the earlier talk is because of this point, the area of the piston. Now, if I tell pi by 4 d square, you may have some doubt why he has taken d like that. That is why I told you the shape of the piston is circular, and the diameter of the piston will be equal to the diameter of the inside inner diameter of the cylinder. So which is circular. If the diameter of the piston is d, the inner diameter of the cylinder is also d. And now, if the piston is displaced by the gas, if the gas expands, the piston will move up, and a small elemental volume will be displaced. And we write P into AA multiplied by some dx, that is elemental distance traveled. And A into dx, which is area of the piston, multiplied by dx, is written later as dV, elemental volume displaced by the piston, or elemental volume that is moved by the piston. So in that way, elemental work done by the piston delta W is written PdV. This is PdV work. And I told you the work is delta W can be known over a process 1 to 2, that is delta W 1 to 2 is integral PdV you can write, because pressure is a property, volume is a property. Therefore, they can be integrable. P into dV integrated from 1 to 2. 1 to 2. If it is a constant pressure process, then P can be kept outside, and integral dV over a process 1 to 2 can be written as V2 minus V1, like that. Like that, the work done in the process can be calculated. Now I repeat, here the work is written as integral PdV, because the work is here nothing but force into distance only, but the force is alternately written as pressure acting on the piston multiplied by the area of the piston, which is the force, multiplied by the distance traveled by the pressure forces acting under the piston and the distance traveled outwards, that is say dx, an elemental length dx. Then A into dx is area into elemental distance. So area into distance is volume. So some area multiplied by some other linear dimension is volume. So P into dV, like that. Like that, we can calculate the work done. This is PdV work, and this is one type of work which can be calculated. And here work is shown to be positive, because the gas is expanding, and the piston is moving upwards, and the work is done by the piston. The work done by the piston or work done by a system is taken to be positive. Whereas you see here, a system is there again, here in this chamber, where some paddle wheel is here. You assume that a juicer in our homes, for example, if we stir the liquid, that means we have to rotate this like this, and the liquid can be stirred. To rotate this, we have to spend some work. We have to spend on the system, this system. Maybe these are some fruit fruit slides, for example, then we have to spend some work to rotate this. If you want to spend, if you are required to spend some work on the system, it is negative work. If the system requires work for a certain process to occur in that system, then it is a negative work. I repeat, if you are required to spend some work on a certain process to happen in a system, then it is a negative work. And if a system is doing or pushing, if a system is giving some work like this, because the system is giving work, it is observed that the piston is moving upwards. So it is observed at the boundary while it is crossing. That is, the piston is moving because of the expansion here. The expansion may occur because of heating. That is, you put some stove, for example, here underside, then the gas will expand. So the heat energy is converted into, see here, a part work and internal energy, rise in internal energy. This is, of course, in later stages, we will better understand. But here, a positive work and negative work. To understand what is positive work and negative work, these figures are shown, are sign convention for work and work. I repeat, the sign convention for work is positive if we get some work from the system, or if the system is giving some work output, and if the system requires some work. If it requires some work, then it is negative work, and if it gives some work output, it is positive work. So we can say like this: the work done by a system is positive, the work done on the system is negative work, like this. The sign convention is followed uniquely throughout the world. Wherever you go, the sign convention for work is same. That is, work done by a system is positive and work done on the system is negative. And there are so many work producing devices in our engineering. You will later see in the coming days a turbine, for example. It may be a hydraulic turbine, it may be a thermal turbine, or it may be a steam turbine, like that. Turbine is a work giving device, electrical, mechanical work it will do. And when it is coupled to a generator, it produces electrical energy, and electrical energy through some, it can be transmitted. It is transmitted by some electrical grid. Like that, it can be stored. The turbines will develop mechanical work. It can be stored as electrical work in electrical grids, and later on it will be transmitted to the appliances, like that. So there are work producing devices. What are the work consuming devices? One of you tell. What are the work consuming devices? You forget about this example. This is an example for to convey that a work consuming system is a negative work. Negative work. So this is consuming work. This is producing work. A work producing device is a positive work device. Work producing means positive. Work requiring or work requiring device or work consuming device is negative work. So work producing device, I told you, turbines, for example. What are some work consuming device, energy consuming device? In the initial stage, many of you told. Compressor, air conditioner, refrigerator. In our home appliances, you can daily come across with an air conditioner. Unless you switch on the air conditioner, you will not feel comfort in our homes. Unless you switch on the refrigerator, the food inside the refrigerator will not be cool, like that. Work consuming devices. Of course, the main device which consumes electrical energy there in those devices is a compressor. we have to classically take compressor as a work consuming device, which is a part of both air conditioner and refrigerator. Like that, work consuming device. A compressor consumes work, a turbine produces work. Like that. The sign convention, which I see here, if the work is done by a system on the surroundings. Example, when a fluid expands, pushing a piston outwards, the work is said to be positive, which we have seen in the figure. A positive work output of the system is positive. And here, when a piston compresses a fluid, the work is said to be negative. That is like this. So here it is shown. Here the system is doing some work, positive work. Here the system is consuming work. Because this is, I told you that churner in here around the churner, there are fruit slices, for example. To churn these fruit slices, we require some external energy. It has to be rotated, and it can here stir, churn and juice will be produced like that. Like that, work consuming device. Work consuming device, if it consumes, see here a negative work. How is negative work defined? If the work is done on the system by the surroundings. Of course, the system and surroundings we incorporate here, of course, because these are fundamental terminology. Work done on the system by the surroundings. Surrounding means from surrounding, that is from outwards. If the work is done on the system, then it is a negative work. It is a negative work. See here, when a force is applied to a rotating handle, here in the second figure, to a piston to compress a fluid, the work is said to be negative. And all these, I said, need not be reproduced. If you can understand what is discussed here, then all these which are given for positive work and negative work need not be reproduced. But understand the concept. Okay, we will stop at this point, and now you will join other classes and let other teacher enter into the class at 11 sharp. Okay, I am ending. I'm stopping sharing. You all of you be online for attendance. Okay, I am ending.